So there's this idea that Colin Campbell developed called the cultic milieu, which is that excluded ideas that are excluded from the mainstream, end up cross-pollinating because they don't have access to a lot of mainstream platforms. And so one of the things that later Michael Barkun in The Culture of Conspiracy, an excellent book, I really do recommend that people read it if you're in these circles to get a better understanding of toxic actors, that he was looking at, for example, how anti-Semitism got into UFO circles in the post-war United States, which is really weird if you think about it. He came to the conclusion that there was a mystical fascist named William Dudley Pelley. He ran one of the two big pro-Nazi groups before World War II. He was sort of forced to be depoliticized after the war, and he became a writer of these sorts of topics, but kept the anti-Semitism and ended up injecting it as all the UFO people, and other secret tunnel people, hollow earth people, sci-fi people started to cross-pollinate and talk to each other in little fringe like publications, that these ideas all get mixed up with each other. So you can see that Satanism gets mixed up with neo-Nazism, and did in the 80s in particular. This is something I found out. So people listening to your podcast are probably aware in the 80s there was something called the Satanic Panic, where people were afraid there was an interest in repressed memories, and people came out and started saying they were abused in Satanist cults, and that there was a sort of popularity of Satanism or the references to it in heavy metal, amongst heavy metal bands. I always think Motley Crue Shout at the Devil. And amongst this interest, people became mainstream people, a lot of Christians, developed this idea that there were murderous, child abusing Satanists all over the United States, and there weren't really. But this actually revived interest in Satanism, and in particular in the Church of Satan. And this was going on at the same time the neo-Nazi movement was going on, exploded. The Nazi skinhead movement exploded in the United States around 1988. And so we found, and it's almost like you'd have to find some combinations of the two, right? Just because
Mm.
there are these two reviled movements in full swing, and there's going to be some level of cross-pollination. So there just is cross-pollination between marginalized things who are occupying the same place in the same time.